Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined with my beautiful friend Gargi. How are you?
Hello, Manny. It's nice to see you. I'm good. How about you?
I'm great. I mean, I'm really grateful that you're recording this because we're re-recording it because we did one before, but the audio wasn't great from my side. So basically, we started talking on social media, and you're also a divine feminine on the twin flame journey, very similar times to when I met mine. And we just really sort of felt that connection and that same sort of like friendship, like sister, brother. And you
Mhm.
obviously you're from Indian descent, but you're living in at the moment in Ecuador. You're an English teacher, and I just think you also sing. You do so many things, and you're so such a good person. But I feel so.
Here.
Let's hear a little bit about you, your history, who you are, your background.
So, my history. I'm from India, from Assam, but I moved to Ecuador in 2017 as a volunteer English teacher, and then later I went back to India and came back here again because I think that divine had a purpose to bring me here again. To so basically now I'm teaching in a university and also I'm practicing plant medicine, which
Yeah,
is
it's funny because sometimes I call you the ayahuasca queen because I think you've had plant ayahuasca like 27, 28, 30 times or something like that.
30
30
times.
times. Oh my God.
So maybe
So
the last time was 30. 2 weeks ago I had. And well, I think that that was a purpose for like which was given to me by God to come here to heal my soul and also teach English to people because I studied in India, my bachelor's and master's degree in English literature, but I'm teaching here in Ecuador now, like English as a foreign language.
So
So
let's talk
basically,
about
I sing, paint, and go travel to different places. I love it, like adventurous trip.
you
So
have
I
loads of
like it to be
birds.
alone, knowing
You have
life.
a lot of colorful birds you've got in your house as
I have
well.
gotten like 7 birds. I just gave them a bath. It's Sunday.
Wow. So basically, I want to firstly understand that you still talking about ayahuasca. So let's talk from ayahuasca. Let's go in the way in which things are coming up. What were you healing? Why were you healing it? And how did ayahuasca come about for you?
Okay, so basically, when I was a child, like when I was 7 or 8 years old, I started like something like the subconscious Gargi started feeling about her past life, and I used to feel where I'm coming from. What do I do? Like, do I need to just live this life and die again and live again? But where am I coming from? So basically, those were the answers I was looking for, like forever. Since forever, I have been looking for those answers. And there was also this void that I used to feel that something is missing in my life. I was looking for something. And I think Ecuador found me and it got me here. And then later I hear about ayahuasca. From my friend here. She's a psychologist. She's also a DF, but we didn't know that at that time that we were in a twin flame journey, although I heard from her about ayahuasca. So she was telling about another friend who felt some things about past life. So that actually like got my attention. So I said, is it something about past life that you're talking about? So she said, yes, she had ayahuasca. I said, what is that? She said that it's a plant medicine. And I looked for it. And then I told her, please help me. I want to have it. And I was not even like scared. I didn't have any kind of fear to have ayahuasca because I didn't know what it was, although I knew something that it was like a medicine to know about our past lives. So basically,
You
I went
were-
there out of curiosity that I wanted that because I was like 7 or 8 years old. And then later it was 20, 2020. I started having ayahuasca and I was like 26, 27. Yeah, 26 years old.
So Gargi, when you were 6, 7 years old, you were having past life recollections. Can you tell us
Yeah, I was.
what past lives you saw, what was going on?
No, I didn't see, but I just used to feel I'm coming from somewhere. Like, where do I belong to? Like, where am I coming from? How did I die? Like, those things were coming to my mind. Why
And
did I
so
take
for
birth?
someone to do ayahuasca, because when I did ayahuasca, they said it's
Yeah.
only the very brave, like warriors, that go to do this. People have faced a lot of stuff in their life. So what was your childhood like? Did you have a good childhood or was there a lot of trauma there?
Well, I had I had normally, to be honest, it was a childhood like where my parents were very responsible. Um, and very responsible in a sense like I have to get good education, I have to do everything, like go out, paint. They used to send me to art school, music school, dance school, like everywhere. But the part that used to be void in me was that emotional part, because I wanted to get that emotional fulfillness from my parents, which I kind of didn't get that much because I was very different. I used to always feel left out. Like I felt like nobody understood me and my feelings. So basically, maybe that is my parents' trauma, which was coming to me too in their own way. But they used to be very strict and kind of abusive sometimes. So I wouldn't lie. Why would I lie? So
And this
basically, I used to
fascination,
feel at that time. mm,
the fascination
that
with birds or flying and stuff like that, can we talk a little bit? That was
yeah,
started from India, wasn't it?
yes, that started from India. So basically, I got I have two parrots in India too. One is 23 years old, the other one is 10 years old. So basically, I was 7, 8 years old at that time. I got the bird who is 23, 24. Now she's going to turn. So I always used to love birds and aeroplanes, like things which can fly. Birds can fly. Also, birds like crow. We have many crows in India, so they used to come and eat from my hand. I used to feed them, and they used to come and take from my hand like food. They didn't used to get scared. So I used to have this connection with birds from like when I was a child. So I got the bird. We normally grew up like brothers and sisters. Like I don't feel that that's a bird. I feel that that's also another human being with me. And I had 7 cats. Sorry, 9 cats. So basically, like things were like that. I used to connect more with the birds and animals more than like human beings. And also, I used to look for the love outside. I used to feel needy about love because I my father, my mother, they used to give everything to me. Like, I want a good dress, they will give everything, but there was something like the feelings and emotions which they didn't understand, I felt. And lately, I felt the last ayahuasca session was like the 30th session that I had. I actually could liberate those things. I feel that before also I tried to, but I used to feel that no, something was not happening. But in the last ayahuasca session, I felt that I could send my mother and my father some love, like out of all the chaos that were happening in my life and in their lives too. I don't want them to suffer either. So I felt that it's
So you
okay.
flew away from, into independence to Ecuador to teach, and then you found
hmm
out about ayahuasca. So let's talk
hmm
about ayahuasca. Like for people who've never done it, like how is the experience when you drink that you drink like a little bit of it and it tastes what does it taste like? What does the effects feel like?
Yeah. So basically, when I had it for the first time, I felt like it was like honey. There are two ways. Like one, there are shamans who give it to you in a liquid form, like in a glass, and there are some who give it to you like honey, who make it like honey, and they give 1 spoon or 2 spoons. Like 2 spoons is too much, but 1 tablespoon. So that's like that tastes like honey, although there is a bitter like taste as well. But when we drink it later, it just forces us to puke. But that vomit, like that puke, doesn't feel like something which is like a sickness or as if we are as if which is unhealthy for us. We don't feel like that. We feel liberated, and the vomit looks like soil, the color of soil. It comes out from our body, which is normally our negative energy, the things that we eat. It cleanses us first, and then later the body comes down, and we start feeling as if we are souls, like the conscious the level of consciousness increases, and it increases to that level that we feel like everything is happening in God's timing. Like everything happens faster when we know, we come to know everything. We can see, we can have visions. Whatever we feel like seeing or knowing, we just answers just come like flash. And there are sometimes we can hear voices in us. That is like the inner consciousness that we have, which is already like awakened. When we have ayahuasca, we feel like awakened, and we know that this is this, and the reality is always there in front of us. But the ego dies, and the ego dies, and the heart and soul starts working like love. From we start seeing things from that perspective of love,
So
and
ayahuasca
whatever
is
answers we feel, we can also visit our grandfather or grandmother who died. Like I connected with my grandmother like that too. Like yes, I saw her, she talked to me, but she said it was so real that she said, okay, I was here, like she was in a house, inside a house, and I was outside. I went like, mom, I said like that. So, and she said, yeah, it's okay. I'm happy to see you. And she talked, we are okay. And I saw that my grandfather was also there, who died like 10 years, 12 years ago. Also, the other grandfather, they were all together, like after she died, and I met them. She said, okay, don't enter in this house. Like basically, I had to come back to my body. That's what I think she said. Don't enter in this house. Just be there. It's fine. We are okay. I am happy to see you. So we can also like visit our
so
ancestors or our
ayahuasca is a
grandmothers.
psychedelic, right? And it gives you
Mm-hmm.
hallucinations or like imagery. For me, it was
Mm-hmm.
the big drink in the glass, not honey. It tastes kind of vile, and it was kind of scary and like a roller coaster and quite challenging.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you
Yeah.
learn from ayahuasca? Did you see your twin flame?
After knowing him, yes, I always see him. Also, not in ayahuasca. Yes, ayahuasca also helped me like in my day-to-day life. It made me so conscious that I used to have lucid dreams before drinking ayahuasca too. But after ayahuasca, it got like really strong, those dreaming stuff. Like I used to dream that something is going to happen to someone, and even if I'm in India, like even if I'm in Ecuador and somebody is in India and who is close to me, I can see them in my dreams, and I feel, oh, has that happened? And that happened actually, on that very day. Some things like that. And those dreams and stuff, they got like really strong for me, and which were really real. And also, the other thing that happened is, uh, yeah, I could start feeling the energies from people like more clearly, which were like, I didn't have those doubts like about people's energy and stuff. I started putting boundaries when I felt before I always like used to feel that I cannot say no to something which I didn't like. But I also learned that it's important to put boundaries, and also sometimes when it's not very good for our soul, we can say no, and it's not bad for ourselves. First, we will have to see ourselves, and then we can help others. And also, things can be seen from this perspective of love, and also to surrender many things. I have learned there were many other things which got healed. Just like there are some, because with psychologists, I would say, they ask us, they are also human beings, they have traumas too. We cannot say everything to our psychologists too, right? But ayahuasca opens our soul to that level that we don't have to talk to anyone. It makes us talk to ourselves about the things which we left inside long ago and we don't even remember now. I don't want to remember, but those things get resurfaced to get healed. Also, like those things. And also from past life, there was one session where I didn't stop crying for 4 hours and I got dehydrated literally because I felt the pain in my chest after 2 hours of crying. Like, first was this lifetime, and I literally felt that my chest was like in pain. It was like I was screaming, "Help me, please," because I felt that something from my past life also was getting healed because that was getting resurfaced and I didn't like, okay, I was controlling and then later I just felt released because,
Do
yeah,
you
like we
recommend?
just need
Do
to have
you
purpose so that we can heal those things. They will come up. We just need to go with the flow.
do you recommend ayahuasca for everybody? And if so, how does someone select a right place? Because there's a lot of dangerous things out there.
Well, I had it for the first time with Shaman Gabriel Gijen. I felt very good because my first experience was really awesome. I was a bird. I'm a bird. My spirit animal is a bird, so I know, and I could see that. Well, after that, I tried ayahuasca with another two elderly people, two taitas. But well, it I didn't feel the medicine like I did with Shaman Gabo. So basically, I chose him as a doctor, like because shamans are doctors. They are healers, right? So we go to the same doctor, and if we go to a new doctor, they need to see all the histories from our past, what happened. So it's the same. And I
And
went to
each
Gabo.
shaman makes their own medicine. So it tastes different.
Yes,
It has a different concoction, different effect.
yes, yes. So basically, that is also energy. Mostly, it's energy because um, the more love they put in that medicine while preparing it, that love gets spread to his clients. I mean, like the people who come to heal. And I can feel that in Gabo's medicine. So that is like I had ayahuasca like from those 30 times, I had 27 times with him and also his masters. So basically, like it's the same, the medicine from the same family, from the grandmother
So
I
you
had with
recommend
one shaman who is female, grandmother. That was another energy because that is a female energy. I
so
got
you
it from her.
recommend Gabo, so people can reach out. We can give details of how to, if you want, about how to reach Gabo, maybe. Um,
Yes.
And there's a whole
Yeah.
process before you take ayahuasca. So I did it in a retreat in Bolivia. It was supposed to be 4 sessions, only did three. Someone died in my retreat. But you have to do a whole
Hmm.
process of diet. So we can,
Yeah.
at the end, maybe we'll talk a little bit about like how to contact Gabo. But
Hmm.
let's now focus on, you did ayahuasca before you met your twin, but then you met your twin
Yes.
and then he started
Yes.
showing up. So let's talk about your twin.
Okay. So basically, I have already healed many things before I met him, like with ayahuasca, because I think that I had many traumas from my past lives too, so I had to heal. So after that, yeah, I met my twin in 2022. But to my surprise, he was already there on my Facebook. I don't even know. I don't remember which year we got connected on Facebook. But as we are from the same province, he studied in a college which was very close to my college. It was not even 40 minutes. So we were in different colleges, but we were in the same province, although we didn't know. That was not the divine time, I guess. That's why. And also, yeah, but we had many common friends. Also, a school friend of mine who knew him, and also another friend who studied with him who was from my school. So now we know each other. However, yes, so I found many, and then one day I was in India. So I went in February to India in the year 2022. I was checking my Facebook. I was at home, relaxed, checking my Facebook, scrolling, and I just felt, who is this? I felt like that. Who is this? I mean, there are many people on my Facebook with this, and then let me see. I'm friends with this guy on Facebook. Let me see. Let me text him. Do we know each other? But he said, maybe you sent me a friend request. I said, I don't remember. Like, he also said, and that, yeah, we had many common friends, and then we went on WhatsApp, and the first festival that he wished me was Holi. And suddenly, like, I felt that connection with him, that the instant connection. Yeah, there was something which felt so like home. I have talked to many other guys online, of course. Why would I have to hide that? Every divine feminine does before meeting their twin. I talked to many other guys before that, like that was not this similar thing. I have talked, I've become friends. Still, there are some people who are friends in my life who I don't really like to avoid, like as human beings. If they need help, I can help. But um, this was a different thing. So one day we were talking, and then I said that maybe maybe like I hope this friendship, because it never used to work with anybody else. Like we talked for 3 months, 4 months, and yeah, nobody talks, so it's normal. I said, maybe I hope this friendship works, and like he said, of course I'm not going to change. He said that. So I was like, okay, dekha jayega. We will see that. So after that, one day we were talking and talking, we were chatting, like we used to chat a lot. And then he said, Gargi, I can see the old me in you. So that's what he said. Like there were some things which were very uncommon in our conversation. Old me in you, and like, what is your favorite flavor, flavor and stuff? He loves red velvet, Dutch, all these tastes. He loves those things. And also we planned on traveling on a ship in the entire world. Then, well, everything was like bubble. Okay. Suddenly, after 4 months, also I sent him a pillow after that. Like without even knowing his address, I sent it through Ferns and Petals. I sent that to him where it was personalized. Like distance doesn't matter if somebody means a lot. I don't know why I sent that. I never sent those to anyone. But yeah, there was something which was actually touching my heart. So, and then he knew that I liked animals. He knew that I like birds and cats. So he used to tell me, come to my place. Okay. But we also talked about he wanted to come to Ecuador, and suddenly he gets disappeared one day.
But
So
before you talk about it disappeared, interesting thing was that you like flying. You wanted to be, I think, at one point a pilot or a air steward,
no,
and
an air hostess, yes.
and that's what
I
he
don't know
does.
why I felt when I was like after my higher secondary exam, I wanted to be an air hostess, but I'm not as tall as he is. He's very tall and I'm short. But then I wanted to be an air hostess. I wanted to work on the plane and, um, okay, serve people, and like, I like that. I like the uniform and stuff. So that's why I went to a school with my father. He admitted me there. And in 1 week, my mother says, um, you won't be able to do that. Come back home, study. So that's why from Kolkata, I came back home with my father, and she said, it's fine. You don't have to do that. You cannot do it because of your height.
But
My
isn't it
mother said,
interesting? I find sometimes the DM lives the life that the DF wanted, and vice
yes.
versa. There is that imprinted. So you were saying
Uh-huh.
basically it was a great bubble phase, and all of a sudden he disappears.
Yes. So he works as a steward. Shall I name the airline?
No, no, you don't need to
Yeah.
name that. So basically, he works in planes, which is very interesting with
Yeah.
the birds and the freedom and the flying and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Fine, because yes, and also I like Jet Airways. Before he used to work there, and I used to fly with Jet Airways before from Pune to Assam. I used to love that. I don't know, I didn't know him at that time, although I had some kind of more than Indigo Airlines. I used to like that, and then but now he's in a different country, and also I like the way people travel and stuff. So that was what fantasized me. So that's the reason I wanted to be. And also I wanted to I wanted to go to the US because my uncle lives there. I always used to be like, I also want to go and study because I was a child. Like have I didn't have like I was in school at the time, although I had this motivation from my uncle that um one day I'll go and study there too. But I want to go to the US. I always used to look for so basically God got me here in Ecuador to heal me. That's why because
You
it
were
was never my
mentioning
plan to come to Ecuador.
you were mentioning about he disappeared. What happened?
Okay. He disappeared and then before 1 month 1 month before his birthday. And I was already planning for his birthday at that time that I will send him something. Although I didn't stop, he blocked me everywhere. Not everywhere. He was there on Facebook, but I didn't reach out to him. And I used to see, but I felt that, well, why did he just get disappeared? That's how my dark night of the soul started. I was working, I was working in a university there, like which was offline classes. I used to go. And then when he disappeared, I literally felt shattered because I was like, uh, I was wrong again. I believed in him. He told me that he won't go away, but he left just like the other people. So it's common. And he left and he just left out of nowhere. So what do I even expect? But I used to feel there was something deep inside which made me feel that I
And how
know he knows that I miss him and he also thinks about me. I don't know if he misses me, but he thinks of me for sure because I never did any bad to him anyway. And
how was your
though
dark
all
night?
this time,
How was your dark night of the soul?
well, I used to go to work, come back home, not even eat properly, sleep like a potato, go back to work again, which was like, oh, it was like nothing. Life was meaningless. Life became meaningless. Or I had a colleague who used to be my neighbor. I always used to tell her, I don't know why I feel like this, but it never happened to me with other guys. Why is it affecting me so much? I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to go anywhere, not see anyone else. Um, I just died somehow inside. And then suddenly one day I fell sick and I was hospitalized for a few days, which only my friend who knew about him knows. Um, knew at that time. And she was like, don't talk to him. She was like that, don't talk to him if he comes back. Because for him, I know how you have suffered and you went to the hospital, you were there for like 3 days. And I was like, yes. But my students took helped me to go to the hospital, on that day. And then later, I felt too stressed to work. I didn't feel motivated. I didn't feel,
Did you have obsessive thoughts?
yes. Oh, I used to look for those Google, like Quora and other stuff, like other links that why do I think about this person so much? Why is it always there? And why? And then I used to get answers. When cannot stop thinking about somebody, it means that the other person is also thinking about you. But the 3D thing, I used to see, but if he thinks of me, why doesn't he text me? I cannot see that he does that. Like later, I started to be at peace. Although I sent him a cake on his birthday, but I didn't expect any kind of response from him. I sent him the cake as anonymously. I sent it to the agency. They sent it to him. I knew he got it. And then later, I was okay. I also went for an interview for to be an air hostess in the same flight where he works for, but not to just have a position there, but to see if it's in Ecuador for the first time. There is an interview here. Um, Maybe he's there in Ecuador, and I took a leave from work to come to Quito, and then I saw there were many guys in the same uniform, but I didn't find him. So it was like, okay, I tried that too. It was like crazy. I never did this thing for anybody, trust me.
So then, how
Also,
did you figure out that he was your twin flame?
Yeah, because I felt at the time, I also I told my friend that I was going to send him a letter in November it was. I sent him a letter. You know what? Your feelings are important. I never meant to hurt you. Maybe some things, if they hurt you, I'm sorry for that. And you are important to me. I sent that to him. I don't know if he read that, but he told me when we met, he told me that he didn't read, but I know he read. He has read. But then in December, that was December, yes. I was looking for some people who knew him and stuff, and then I found a friend of his. I didn't tell him that I wanted to talk to him about my twin flame, but I said, "Oh, you sing well and stuff." I just wanted to like, and I told him that way that, okay, how do you know this guy? Then he asks me, "Okay, do you know him? Do you know him in person?" He was asking me about my twin flame. So I said, yeah, I don't know him in person. So he says, forget about him. He is crazy. He's a crazy guy. He was not like I said, no, he told me he was going to come to Ecuador. Even he wanted to take a sick leave and come to Ecuador to meet me. And then he gets disappeared. So how hurt, like he hurt me a lot, but still I cannot forget him. Like I told that other guy. So he used to listen to me, but then he started saying, Gargi, I'm interested in you. And he was showing me all this, but I also like was talking, and then I started being needy because with this guy. Later, he was like, okay, he used to call me and stuff. And then later, I got detached from everything. I mean, one day I got so pissed that I told him, you guys are all the same. I don't want to talk to anyone. So basically, when I told him I'm coming to India, he backed off. So I told the other guy, hey, do you want to meet me? If you're really interested, then meet me, right? So I'll be there at home. He didn't even contact me and stuff like that. But well, he said, well, you can. He started being rude. So I again started feeling like I'm not going to be in this shit anymore. I will just have my own peace in my own way. I'll travel, whatever I do, I'll do. I'm not just bothered about these guys. And on the 19th of February, when it's my birthday, when I was waking up, I had a dream like almost 6:50 a.m. At 6:50 a.m. that my twin flame reached out to me, telling me happy birthday on my phone. I saw the same thing. Like I took my phone and I see that my twin flame has written to me his name and he writes happy birthday. Then I opened my eyes in 5 minutes. Like, oh, it was a dream, but it felt so real. And then I actually take my phone in hand, I unlock it and I see it's his message. The first one is him and 5 minutes before. Like the
Oh,
time when
wow.
I dreamt of him, he messaged me at that time. So this is what happened. And then I felt so happy. I was like on cloud nine on that day. It was my birthday. And my friend was here too. I celebrated my birthday with him and his family. Everybody was here. It was a holiday here.
So
And
how did you find out he was
so
your twin flame?
after that, like basically during this 8 months that where we were not talking, I started like getting some hints about twin flames, this, that, some. Mm, I also, my friend, she told me, what is twin flame? Just forget about soulmate. Look for a twin flame. Look for your twin flame. I'm like, what is that? It's your same soul. And I thought that it's as simple as that. But she also didn't know that what it was actually. So basically, when people don't know, they say twin flame, it's the same soul in two bodies. So it's as simple as that. And I said, oh, okay, if that is just my same soul, I want him. I don't want any other soulmates. Yeah, I want myself, like the one who is just like me. And I felt that in him, that energy is in him, just like me, stubborn, but loving, having fun every time. So when before meeting him in 2020 to before going to India, I was at the beach and I said, "Yeah, I want my twin flame. Please, can you listen to me?" I was like that in front of the ocean. So now, that after like 20 25 days, I got that sensation that who is this guy?
On
But then
Facebook,
later,
on Facebook. So you basically
Facebook.
asked the universe for your twin flame and they showed up. So
Yes.
you basically only spoke online for, was it
Mm-hmm.
3 months? Bubble phase,
February, March, April, May, June, 5 months.
and then he ghosted you until it was your birthday, which was nearly
Mm,
like uh, many
almost
months.
8 months.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what happened?
Then after my birthday, I told his friend too. He called me, he messaged me, and his face was like so dull at that time. I'm sorry, but my heart is like happy as hell, like today. So I enjoyed the entire day. I just said thank you. Just sent him a thank you and nothing. Then 2 days later, I go back to his message and I give him a like heart on that happy birthday. The same at that moment, he sends me a smiley, like smile emoji at that moment. But so he just saw that heart, so that's fine. And then later we were talking and stuff. And then I was in India in 2023, April, no, March, sorry. So the other guys, I'm like, I'm done with the others. I'm happy now that this stranger is back. I used to call him stranger. So I told him, hey, stranger, I'm in India. Do you want to meet? So that was not the divine timing to meet either. And I felt, well, he also tried it. I won't say that he didn't try. He tried, but we couldn't meet. I told my mom, but I told my mother can understand me in these things. Like now she's like a friend. Although there were some traumas from the past which got cleared. Yeah, I got it clear now. I don't have anything against her. So, and I told my mom that I was meeting this guy who I really like, and she said, "Okay, it's your life." And finally, when days come, I come back from Assam to Pune, and we wanted to meet there in India. Although he couldn't get those leaves, like the leave for 4 days, he wanted to come. No, he couldn't get that. So basically, I told one day I called, can you just give me a call? He never used to call. That's what I don't like about it. I mean, and he just texts. He's like, I'm outside now. I cannot call. And then I thought that he would call me later, but that also he got disappeared. For 10, I told him maybe I can wait for a few days more if you come to India and then maybe we can meet. And then he said, no, no, you go to work. We will see when we can meet. So I went back, I came back to Ecuador, but it was like 10 days later. And so I was very sad on that day. My sister was there with me. I was packing and I was thinking, 10 days and he didn't call me. Like he didn't call me at least for once. We couldn't meet. I felt so sad. We couldn't meet even after planning. But well, at that moment, he texts me like the day when I was leaving from India. Where are you? Like, no hi, no hello, where are you? And I jumped out happiness, like he remembers the date when I was going to leave. Although it has been 10 days, he got disappeared and now he comes back. My sister is like, now pack your things and then later at night you can text him that you already left. I'm like, yeah, okay. I texted him at night. Then I came back to Ecuador and we were not in touch anymore. Like we were not in separation, but we were not in touch. I felt him like, okay, it's fine. I told him at the end, if God wants, we will meet someday. So that's what I said. That was my statement. If God needs this to happen, this will happen anyway. So I left it to God. I was like, okay, fine. I was back to work and 2 months later I had a dream suddenly. We were not even talking, but I used to feel his presence, of course. One day I dreamt of him that he's at my home in India, and then because he's my twin, because I know, and I have never dreamt of any other guy in this way. This lucid dreams and the touch when he hugs me in my dreams, I feel his touch. He hugs me, he tells me beautiful things and stuff. Like I feel that care from him. Although yeah, I dreamt of him that he was at home in India and he was like telling me, Gargi, I'm not feeling well. Please, please, let's go. I want to go home. Let's go, let's go. I'm not feeling well. I woke up and then I felt, what's wrong? Something is happening because I checked like he's on Facebook active or sometime like that, and then I observed for the next 2 days. I saw that he was not online. He was off from Facebook 48 hours ago online. So that's something like clicked me, like okay, shall I just reach out and ask what's happening? So I reached out to him. I asked him, how are you? Are you okay? So he said, no, I'm at the hospital. I'm sick. So he was actually sick at that time. And it was 2 days. He said 2 days ago, like I felt like that. And my friends are taking care of me. I'm here at the hospital admitted. All right. So I was like, okay, okay. So these things were another like evidences that it was evident every time that, yeah, he is something. Like he is not somebody, even if he's far away from me, distance wise, space, time, it doesn't matter. It's just like he's just there.
So
And then later after,
did you ever
Mhm.
meet up?
Yeah. So after that, he didn't know that I was talking to his friend, although it was like nothing. He showed interest, and that was for 2 months. He left, and I don't even care. I already like moved away from that guy long ago, and I felt that okay, I should come back to myself. That was another push. I think that was a catalyst to make me understand that no, this one, no, Gargi, go back to yourself. When I go back to myself, I find my twin. Like that peace I cannot find in anybody else. Like, no, never. And after that, yes, after he was okay, I used to text him every day on at that time when he was sick. Like, are you feeling better today? So he used to before he's okay, and then he later he says, um, it's okay, I'm okay. So I'm like, okay, now I don't want to ask anything to him. I just left. Later in September, I texted him again that I bought. Uh, I went to India in the year 2023 twice. So in September, I got a ticket and I didn't tell him that I bought. Suddenly, I write to him. He says, I'm at home in Assam. And I said, okay, so I'm going to India. And he asked me, do you know my friend? He just quoted the name. I said, no, I don't know. I said, I know because I'm not in touch with that guy. So why would I don't know. Even if I knew, I don't know him. That's what I said. I don't even care. You don't have to bother about that. And why are you even bothered? So there were like on that day we talked a lot, and then he said, okay, I will come. I'll see you soon. So that's where he got the push. I'll see you soon. Like any other divine masculine. So, okay. In November, we met when I was coming back from India. While going to India, he could not change his flight, or he was just in New York. I was with my uncle's family, and I went to India after staying for like 2 weeks. And then I went to India. He asked me, which flight are you traveling with? I said, yours. I've got a flight from the US. And I went there. And then later, when I was there, he said, okay, I asked him, are we meeting? While I was coming back. So he had this Diwali holidays, and before Diwali, he took this, he requested the flight to the US because I had to come back to Ecuador. And then he was working, and I was traveling as a passenger there. And we met on the flight. So that's where the coincidence happens that I always loved things which can fly, flights and stuff. Like we met somewhere not on the earth and in air. That was the first meeting, physical meeting. I cannot forget that face. I mean, that he was getting that glass of wine with smell. That was so sweet. I didn't feel any kind of fast heartbeats were faster. No, I just felt that time got stopped. Like time has stopped for a while. Even if he was telling me something, I was not even listening. I was just looking at him. He feels home, and that feeling is like different, something magic. And then, yes, I think he was also a bit nervous. That's why he asked me about my friend. He asked me, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Watching a movie from India." And because he comes after 5 hours, although he asked me, "Give me your seat number" and stuff. And then when I entered, that was also something different, like the movies, Indian dramas. I get inside the flight and I see that he was there at the corner. And there were other girls who were like greeting in the morning. It was a morning flight from there. And they were saying good morning. And suddenly, when I was just going to get closer to him, there was someone, like one colleague of him, she or he, I don't remember, he called him. And he was like, yes. And he just went there and I crossed that place. And the other girl was telling me, good morning, madam. So I was like, I was looking at him. I was like, okay, I'll just go to my seat. And I saw him like just the side. And after 5 hours, he came and he was saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I was like really busy working. And then, "Oh, okay,
I
okay." And
enjoy
then,
listening to what you're saying because it reminds me when you meet your twin, all you want to do
mhm.
is just look at them. You're feeling the energy, right? It's nothing else, but it's just mesmerizing. So you meet on the plane and then do you meet afterwards?
Afterwards, we were there for 2 days in Los Angeles. It was also like 9th of November, where 10th of November I was supposed to come back. 9th of November, yes. There were many things that were happening between us, although sweet moments were like later, before the at the beginning that was okay. Like we were just, I told him like I didn't think that you were so tall and said, I also didn't think that you were too tiny. It's okay, it's fine. Then that's fine. I wanted to give him a hug, but he was very hesitant about it. So that is also something which is like very common. Like I don't know about other twin flames, but I feel that that happens to heal, right? If I had traumas.
Yeah.
And
So if you could summarize like what happened since and the current situation, and that would
mhm.
be for our people watching, like what was the summary of all the interactions?
So basically, there were many things that happened between us, many strong feelings, moments, which were triggering us each other a lot. And then later, there were some funny moments that happened too. Uh, but then also there was this evidence from part of God which was there, which was like which I really want to mention. I took Radha Krishna for him, like a pocket sized Radha Krishna, and which I really wanted to gift that to him, like something meaningful, and to keep him protected too. And the way he was like behaving and stuff, I felt demotivated. I didn't want to give him the Radha Krishna. I felt that maybe he won't take care of it. And then later, the next day, when we were out, he told me before the day before that he won't take me out the next day. And then later, he was the one who says, "Get up." I was like, okay. And then when I was not talking, he said, "Okay, shut up. Okay, I won't talk." And then like next, when I was like, "Gargi, just to get dressed up because we are going to go out," I was like, okay. I was like okay to myself. I didn't tell him a single word. I didn't tell him anything. So he says, "Now, why are you not talking to me?" You asked me to stop. When I talk, then also it's a problem for you. When I don't talk, that then also it's a problem. What do I do? Tell me. And then later we won't go out, and then he starts talking about other stuff like the DM stuff. And I said, okay, I have nothing to lose here. So we had some talks, and then I said, okay, go. So, well, he was again exaggerating. He told me that I'm a psycho. I told him that he's a narcissist and stuff like that. That's like Tom and Jerry fights. And then later after eating, we see that in the United States, there was a group of people from Radha, like Hare Krishnas, and they were singing Hare Krishna. I was like, so why that moment when we were there for just a few hours? So that was some kind of like an
Fine.
like, sorry, sign, yeah, sign from God that Hare Krishna, and that the man in the orange clothes, he came towards me. He gifted me a Bhagavad Gita, and the same Bhagavad Gita where I was living from India, my sister told me I had three, so one is for me, one is for you. I gifted one to my other friend. It's like I told her, okay, I don't have space in my bag. All everything is packed, so I'll take this the next time when I come. But at the same time, like I feel that's the same Bhagavad Gita which the person from Radha Hare Krishna gifted that to me, and I said, I was still saying, I have no space in my bag. I have to travel again, and then my twin says, if he's giving that to you, take it. So I said, okay. So tonight,
So God,
while like before I leave,
God's
I felt that,
hand was God's hand was at play with everything here, with the divine
yeah,
timing, with unable to meet up at this time, but this time, and you had to meet on the plane in the air, because
yes.
you could when he was on the ground, you couldn't even say hello because someone else distracted him.
Hmm.
And then you did finally get to have your time together for 2 days when you left the
Hmm.
plane.
After
And
two
now,
years of the drama,
what is
DFT
the
and drama.
current situation between you and your twin flame?
Current situation. Okay. So, like basically now we are not talking and not talking. After leaving, but 11/11, I was supposed to leave from Los Angeles on the 10th of November. However, the flight, something happened in the airport and they said that I had to pay something else and stuff. And they scheduled my flight for the next day, which was 11/11. So I was basically with my twin and I said, okay, bye. So that was also like my first meeting, and 11/11, that was like also a sign. And I gifted that Radha Krishna to him and he said, I like it. So I felt really good at that time. He was asking, do you read Bhagavad Gita or not? I was like, yeah. Do you read books of God or not? Okay, I do. And then, um, well, after that, because he was telling me that I cannot love and all that and stuff. So I felt like, getting detached from him. So when I came back, at that time, like from that time onwards, everything started again, like until now. So I get detached, and then suddenly I feel his energy very strongly after a few days, and then I go for ayahuasca again. I find him there again. He reaches out to me on my phone, WhatsApp again, but I'm so detached that I don't even want to talk to my parents. I don't even want to talk to him. I don't know what I want. I was at that position at that time. And later, I also realized something. I was like, okay, just come out of your hermit mode, Gargi, and maybe you should talk to him. And when I wanted to talk to him, he started disappearing again. What the hell is wrong with this? I was, okay. And then
So,
later,
Gargi,
I was, mhm,
what place are you at right now? Like, are you at a place of love and integration, detachment, hurt? Has your twin
yeah,
shown
I'm not hurt.
you've done so much ayahuasca. Has your
Yeah.
twin mirrored this healing? Has
Hmm.
your twin improved?
Yes, I feel that he has. Maybe now he just wants to stay away just to figure out his own stuff. And I also feel because many things that happened, I used to be silent. That I used to suppress everything. I used to feel bad, but I never used to say. So that has happened to me. I was like, if I say these things to some other people, it's not going to work for me. If I say this to him, only then it's going to work. So I said everything. I brought out everything in the month of May or June, maybe in the last year, 2024. Yes. And then I removed him from my Facebook. I didn't want to see him. Like that was just my ego, I guess. Also, I felt very good for 2, 3 days. Very good, Gargi. You did very good. Good work that you did. You told him everything. Now you feel better. Now he let him know that you also feel bad sometimes. As he feels bad, I feel bad too. So basically, he said, "Don't text me anymore," and then he blocked me again. His normal pattern. I was like, "Okay, block. I don't care." And then I called his friend on that day. I unblocked the other guy. I said, listen, don't try to gossip about me with other people. I'm not with you. I'm not with you, and try to understand this. Stay out of me and my twin. He's my twin, I told him. We have a different kind of connection, and you are my karmic. I said like that, but I don't have any problem with you. However, you had to teach me a lesson. You taught me. From you, I got to know that I love him and not you because you pushed
Yeah,
me
this
to that
is
level.
what I like about the way you are talking now is like a lot of divine feminine is very scared. You know, you're very similar to me in that respect, and like you just say the truth when you feel it. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's good courage.
Thank you, Money. Yes, I can feel that from you too. You say everything like
Yeah,
that. I
quite
feel good.
similar.
And
And
then
so what is
I
going
told
on?
the other guy, sorry.
What is going on now then?
Yeah, so after that, there was nothing, and I was okay. I was crying. There were days when I used to feel his presence. There were days when I used to feel the Kundalini thing too. When he used to miss me, I used to feel I had fever one day. Mm, like at night, and there was this girl who knew she was with me. She was like, Gargi, we're okay. I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I'm having fever. So those things, I understand that my twin is missing me. I know, like, or thinking about me. And and then later after that, yes, in December I reached out to him because I didn't feel good, because I told him so many things which were harsh. Although he told me many things which were harsh, I told him too, and I wanted to say sorry. But I didn't expect like if he wanted to talk to me or not. I just wanted to say sorry. He said, I accept. And then he says, just because I replied, it doesn't mean you are going to dance here. I'm like, okay. He blocks me. I was like, enjoy your life, he says. I'm like, okay, I'm enjoying. And then he blocks me and he disappears again. So now I feel I'm like, go wherever you want to go, go whatever you want to do, do. I don't care. I have love for you, and I won't deny that. This After scolding him, like after sending him harsh words and words of reality, I felt good. But after that, I was feeling that no, I cannot feel good inside because I don't feel good by hurting him. I know that he was hurt. I knew it. And now I did ayahuasca like 2 weeks ago, which was like very it gave me a sense of relief, to be honest. Last ayahuasca that I did 2 weeks ago. And I remembered many people who I actually forgot, in the years. Maybe I remember those people, and they were there, and they were saying like, okay, I forgive you. I release those things. I don't have anything like which is making me feel heavy.
You had a
Also,
huge
my
healing.
twin, I felt my twin with me on that day, in the last session of ayahuasca. And the session, and like in between these months when we were not talking, I had lots and lots of dreams with him, which were lucid, of course. But this was like in the ayahuasca thing in 11th of January. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago, right? So I saw him that we were crying, and it was kind of like that feeling that we are saying sorry to each other. Like we have hurt each other, but we say sorry. There were no words, but there were just tears, which was like we
A
were
good healing.
releasing.
There's a very good healing for you. So as we finish off
Mhm.
for today,
Yeah.
can you give us any sort of closing advice or tips, and then any services that you do as well?
Yeah. So thank you so much, Money. It was so nice talking to you and like share. Of course, I share with you many other things, but um, but it's nice always to be there, like talking to another divine feminine who is also. And to all the other divine feminines, I would say, please don't feel sad or don't blame your divine masculine because it hurts you at the end. And if you really want to say something, just say that. And like if he's the true divine masculine, he will always be there, no worries, just bring everything out. But don't keep any kind of negative feelings inside you, because those things are like bad for us, and the more negative we keep in ourselves, that reflects in our DM. And also, please try to stay physically fit. Like maybe if you don't go to the gym, of course, you can go for a walk, you can do some yoga, you can drink more water, pray to God, pray to the sun, moon, stars, whichever feels good for you. and also like meditate in your own way, and also be at peace, and also try to say no when you actually don't feel like doing something, to stop people pleasing, because it doesn't do good to our energies either, because we will have to protect our energies more than everything. We don't have to get drained.
And services
So
wise,
just find the balance.
you do astrology, right? You do sorry, not astrology. You do tarot
No,
reading.
I do tarot readings, but it's kind of, I haven't learned tarot, like to do tarot readings, but I can do it energetically. And so I don't do it when somebody tells me to do, but I do it when I feel like doing. I can feel the energy is balanced and I can do it. So that's when the readings are really accurate. I can do it like that.
And if someone wanted to reach out to you, are you open for that, or you want to?
Yeah, I have like I had a personal account which is Gargi underscore G19, but I also have a new Instagram which is a letter to my twin flame. So I have this purpose here, that if some divine feminines, or some awakened divine masculines want to share their stories, they can share. I can post them.
So it's called A Letter to My Twin Flame on Instagram.
Letter to my twin flame, 1111717. I'll send
Okay,
you the link.
we'll put that in the description. So yeah, if you've got
Yeah.
any of your own personal stories, because like as you heard Gargi, Gargi shares very detailed information about her life, and I think for a lot of us divine feminines, we don't have anyone to share it with. So sometimes to send that letter out in the open, it's really cathartic, it's really freeing, and it feels good, you know? Sometimes you can't even speak to your divine masculine about how you feel. So if you have any letters, you have anything you want to say, please send it to Gargi. We'll put the link in description. But we really appreciate Gargi's time today. Like I said, this is the second time we're recording this because the first
No
time wasn't
worries.
great.
But you know
So
I love to talk.
I know, and so in my last one of my last interviews, someone made a comment that, oh, stop butting in with the interviewers when they're talking. But for me, sometimes I'm trying to like think about time, because we could talk for 20 hours, right? But I want to keep it
Yeah.
to, and I also am thinking about what my viewers will want. And sometimes I do, so I do apologize to my viewers and also to my people I interview if I do kind of speak over. I just think I'm hoping for the best for everyone. But thank you very much for your
Thanks to
time.
you, Money. You're so sweet. You're very nice. I would say
No,
that.
well, we all are. Thank you very much, Gargi, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.